Hello, students. This is Mrs. Moore. I was told last week or a couple weeks ago that I have been selected as your favorite 8th grade teacher. I am delighted. Thank you for the honor. And as a result, I've been told I need to give you a speech, which I would like to do. And the subject of my speech is basically how one becomes a teacher and what it's like to teach all of you. So listen in and prepare yourself for enlightenment and delight. I have been teaching for many years. Over the years, I have taught different subjects in different places, to different groups of children. Teaching can be largely the same, but this year was a departure from anything I have ever done before. Let's go back to the basics. How does one become a teacher? First, you have to be a student yourself for many years. You have to learn things. I have enjoyed and been engaged in many classes in political science, history, and literature. Now and then I had to take a math class, and I did my best. Somehow I got an A in college physics, even though I wrote a paper on the physics of running. But that is neither here nor there. I argued so furiously in my college history classes, I made a classmate or two cry. I wrote papers so beautiful they are still hung on the hollowed walls of my university. Professors point to my picture and say, "There was a student," and they wipe a tear away for days gone by. Needless to say, I was an amazing student. How amazing was I? I won a science fair prize, and I don't know any science. I just had the gift of making you think I knew science. Part 1 of being a teacher, check and mastered. What is the second step to becoming a teacher? Learning to tolerate children. Growing up, I had only older siblings, so I was excellent at being annoying, throwing temper tantrums so epic my siblings still won't take me miniature golfing, getting all the attention, being the cutest, making people laugh. Without younger siblings, I had to improvise in order to practice my teaching skills. So I did two things. I babysat and practiced on my dog. I was known as the Crusher to my babysitting charges. Their mother actually asked me to punish them less. But I really won these little girls' hearts with my insane cooking skills. I made them mac and cheese and forgot to drain the noodles. They loved it. I was one step closer to becoming a teacher. I also mentioned my dog. I had a little black cockapoo as a child, and it let me dress it up in ridiculous outfits. This is exactly the sort of submission and good behavior I expected from students. I knew I was ready to try my skills for real. All great heroes, and I am the hero of this story, know their lives aren't in their own hands. The fates control what happens to us, and they give us much knowledge. So I did what any thinking hero does. I consulted an oracle. What is an oracle? An oracle is a supernatural, all-knowing, sphinx-like creature who lives in a cave, waiting around to be asked advice. I knew my final step in being prepared to teach would be to consult an oracle. When I first started teaching, I lived in Colorado, and the oracle lived in the mountains, someplace fresh and natural, with deer roaming freely and birds chirping. And so I climbed a mountain and called, "Oracle!" "Oh, you have come for advice," said the oracle. "Yes," I replied. "You want to teach?" said the oracle. "Yes," I replied. "Did you practice on your dog?" the oracle asked. "Yes," I replied. "Well, then you've got it. Your students will be easy and docile to learn. They're calm and ready to be delighted with your most excellent storytelling." And I came down from the mountain, and it was easy. She was right. But when I came to Katie, something different was in the air. First, I realized your oracle lives on top of the Katie water tower, and he does not like to be disturbed. I had to climb the water tower in the dead of night, seeking advice on the mysteries of teaching. "Oracle!" I called. "Go away!" But you're the oracle." "Bring me a Big Mac," he replied. "It's just across the street." And so I did. I went and got him a Big Mac. Here is your Big Mac, oh wise Oracle. Now the Oracle in Katie Smokes. Yeah, kid. All right, come here, he said. All right, these kids at Aristoy, they're extra. You're educated, you know things, you tell good history stories. You practiced on your dog. None of that matters here, kid. You gotta think like these kids. You gotta get in their heads. You gotta think like they do. That's the only way to teach them. Now go get me a milkshake and supersize it. I did. Here is your milkshake, Your Excellency. Okay. So I have everything you need to relate to these kids in this backpack here. Gotta give you a backpack. In this backpack. It's full of stuff so disgusting I won't even go near it. But you gotta go home, get in the bag, and use this stuff when you start to feel desperate. You know, like you're losing your voice and you're crying. You're that desperate. But don't question the Oracle. Beat it. I did. I got out of there fast. And so, dear students, I came to school and met you. You were all rosy-cheeked and ready to learn. But you never sat still, and you never stopped talking. Your eyes glowed with intellectual curiosity. But all you really seemed to want to do was throw papers away while I was lecturing. I could feel your hunger to learn, but you spent most of your time crumpling up paper and asking for pencils and nurse passes. One Friday I came home determined to leave the profession. My voice was gone. I had cried my eyes dry, and I had my application for clown graduate school all filled out. And then I remembered the backpack. So I opened it up, and what was inside? Monster Energy Drink Ultra Red. I took a sip. Delicious. Mountain Dew Red. It's making a noise when I open it. Yummy. And last but not least, Takis. Fuego. Hot chili pepper and lime. Wow, that was good. Got this. Okay, so I partook of the nourishment from the backpack from the Oracle. And I went to school that next Monday with a new energy, a new insight into the wonder that is all of you. Suddenly you listened when I spoke. You could read my handwriting. You stopped throwing things away all the time. You remembered your own pencils and paper for class each day. And when we went out back, you stopped asking to get on the old bus. I maintained my steady diet of Takis, Monster Energy, and Red Mountain Dew throughout the year. They were my muses, my way to connect with you. And while I did pay a price, all of my teeth fell out, of course. My liver turned bright red and I gained 300 pounds. It was worth it. Why? You ask, why? Let me tell you your futures. 25 of you will go on to lead Fortune 500 companies. 30 of you will go on to start charter schools. 5 of you will have your own reality television show on MTV. 9 of you will be nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court. 5 of you will go on to become President of the United States. 20 of you will go to prison as the best corrections officers the system has ever seen. And all of this is because I was your teacher. And that is why you selected me as favorite teacher this year. You're welcome.